We're back with Repentance. I apologize. There's some black bars at the top and bottom of the screen here. Once we get into the game, though, it's good for aesthetic purposes. Like, we can see so much more of what's going on. Like, I'm on widescreen technology. Man, we are very close. Oh my god, really? We only need Jacob and Esau true ending and Blue Baby true ending alt path to finish the default characters. That's crazy. Oh my god, it looks a little... I don't know, man. I feel like... If it looks right for you guys, like it looks right for me, I do feel like it's a little cinematic, but... If you... Everyone's saying it looks good. I feel like I'm watching a VHS tape. This is not right. It looks so much worse. I mean, you get used to it in like 2 seconds anyway. It'll be a lot better when we get to, like, the late game bosses. It's definitely better than it was. Alright, if you insist. Why'd you change? Well, honestly, like, I was not super, upset with the old resolution, but it was bad for the late game boss fights. No question there. So I thought, you know, people have been asking about could you possibly make it so we don't have to scroll through those, and I was like, that makes sense. It was really tight. It was like a little claustrophobic. Now I do feel like I can breathe a little bit more. But I'm almost like, am I not breathing too much? I feel like I'm breathing a little bit too much here. I watch it in theater mode, so there's no difference. This is how Quentin Tarantino presents The Binding of Isaac. Dunkirk meets Isaac. Anyway, we are. I'm stoked if you're here. Thanks for coming out. We're streaming Isaac against the biggest game reveal event of the year. Jeff Keighley, I have been told secondhand, has escaped from gamer prison. I'll probably watch it for myself a little later tonight, because again, I'm like so starved for new gaming-related stuff. Mario Golf, I'm pretty stoked for. Everything else, you know, I'll figure it out when it comes, but I'm happy to see it regardless. New Among Us was revealed. Dude, I saw that weren't they having like an Among Us game at Summer Game Fest where you could play with like Jeff Keighley? It's it sounds like an existential nightmare to like end up playing Among Us with like Hideo Kojima or something like that. Like I don't think I could handle it, man. You don't think like through his translator he would be like, we're all imposters, and you'd be like, yo, what the hell, man? I was just coming here to play a game. Maybe forget about our mortality for a little bit. All of a sudden he's got me feeling a certain kind of way. What a slap in the face this item is. Well, we're down to the next floor. Either we're all imposters or none of us are imposters. Exactly. Elden Ring, pretty exciting. Love to know that From Software is genuinely working on something. You From Software baka. Anyway, that's all I got, pretty much. Haven't been up to too much lately. Had a tweet go semi-viral. And by semi-viral, I mean I thought it was funny, but not that many other people seem to be super invested in it, which is fine. You know, you always, you got to think that you're the funniest person in the room. But I said 12-part Netflix series explaining what drives a man to queue for a ranked game and then go AFK. And that was inspired by a little bit of Rocket League I played last night. Queue up for Rocket League. It finds you a game in like 10 seconds. Then it gives you a 5-second countdown. 30% of the people that are on your team start the game just by standing completely still. So I've taken now, I've got a new habit. If I see someone AFK on my team, I ram them as hard as I can from behind, and usually that you know what it does? It probably rumbles their controller, and they go, oh, I'll tab off of the hentai Discord, and it brings them back into the game. And I honestly think that helped us out a lot. in terms of having like an active player base and giving ourselves the best chance possible to win some games. A lot of +1s there. I'll take them. Elden Ring, January 21st, 2022. Yo, that's so soon. That's like, I mean, it's not soon like, you know, if you're hungry and that's when your next meal's coming out. But by like media standards, that is pretty soon. There's a big chest there. But we have one key and we pretty much have to go to our item room. Drop Isaac and live React. Dude, I had no idea React was popping off. Like, I knew it was popular. I found myself perusing Twitch last night after Jay's Sporkle ended. And by the way, Jay, like, I've got a... I'm not sure, like, how it happened. You gotta see more movies, man. Like, Jay did a bunch of movie poster quizzes on Sporkle, and I'm not trying to rag on him. Like, everybody's got gaps in their knowledge somewhere. But, like, some of the stuff that he did not know, I was like, come on, man. Like, the one that'll blow your mind was, there was... Oh, dude, Ghost Pepper, best item in the game. There was Matt Damon, George Clooney, and Brad Pitt on the movie poster, and he couldn't figure out what it was. And I was like, brother, it's like one of the most popular movies ever made. It's Ocean's 11. Saving Private Ryan? No, he didn't get the Green Mile. I think he got Saving Private Ryan. Oh, Elden Ring announcement. Yo. I'm gonna hazard a guess. Like, just I've worked in the industry for a long time. I think my prediction is that it's gonna come out January 21st, 2022. It just seems like if you look at the calendar, you just like it just stands out to me as what would be a convenient date, I think. We can't go to the alt path, really. So I think we'll just make this true ending. Let's keep this on true ending. How does he do it? How did he know? I didn't, baby. You just told me. Anyway, again, Jay, I'm not ragging on you. I saw your New York Rangers logo redesign, and I was like, this guy, it's amazing to me the mind you have for design. Like, I look at that. If someone asked me to redesign the New York Rangers logo, it would just be like, I don't even know, man. It would be like a hot dog, and then the mustard would spell out like NYR or something like that. Yours was elegant. It captured the, you know, Art Deco style of the original, but with a little bit of panache to it. I was very impressed. But when you didn't know that the Matt Damon, Brad Pitt, George Clooney movie was Ocean's 11, I was like, is this guy for real? Elden Ring equals bracket. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Thank you for the raid. And also, I'm stoked for you. You got to see your favorite band play. Did they play Pork and Beans? I also I have a weird... I can't believe I have so much Twitch-related anecdotia. But, you know, I said every time I go to the Twitch front page, it just recommends, like, live music and starts auto-playing it for me. I went to the Twitch front page, like, 2 weeks ago, and there was a guy on there, and he was like, I don't want to make myself seem old, but, like, I had this song on my iPad Nano, and I listened to it so much that I know all the words, and then he started playing Beverly Hills by Weezer. And I was like, okay, you know, it's not my favorite Weezer song, but he's doing a pretty good job. And then the second verse, he just went, Turns out I don't know all the words. Beverly Hills, that's where I want. And I was like, you didn't, come on, man, you gotta at least, you gotta rehearse. You can't, and I mean, you just put on the flex too of like, you know, I listened to this so much as a kid, I don't even need to know the words, and then you forgot the words, like. Anyway, it's just, I didn't know how much of how much of YouTube had become React content until I was like scrolling through the biggest streams last night, and like 75% of them were doing like drama content related to the Frenemies podcast and recapping it for Twitch. And I was like, uh-oh. That's where we're at. This could be going better. Yeah, like the run's not great, but here's the thing. Ghost Pepper is an unbelievable item. You stack up luck, Ghost Pepper can win you the run by itself, and that's no joke. Sorry, couldn't hear you. I'm uploading my reaction to the Elden Ring trailer that went up 45 seconds ago. Dude, that's the hustle. You gotta respect it. Absolutely. Oop. Oop. Can you recap the Frenemies drama? I don't know the drama, but to me it seems like, from what I can infer, Ethan Klein dressed up in Uncle Fester and Addams Family Values cosplay, and it was freaking amazing. It was like 1-to-1. And then I guess like the lady got jealous. She was like, why is your cosplay so good? And I'm just like, you know, I just look like a normal lady. You're dressed up like Uncle Fester. You didn't tell me it was a costume party. And then I imagine like that caused some of the friction, and then that's where we're at right now. Accurate summary? I mean, I can't really judge her. The cosplay was on point. I would be disappointed if I showed up, and like if I showed up for a podcast with Dan and this guy was decked out in like the perfect Cobra Kai cosplay. She was dressed as Fester's wife in the movie. She agreed to it and created her costume. Oh no, now I'm a part of the drama. Look, I forget the name of the nanny from the movie who become Fester's wife. It's not Rasputia. That's from Norbit. But it's, I mean, Fester's hair and his eyeballs from that movie make for a very indicative cosplay. Like when you see it, you know it. You know, Debbie, thank you. Debbie, she just looks like a nice lady until you get to know her better. Oh, there's a phone's going off over here. Did you just call Fester's head hair? Tell me you haven't seen Addams Family Values without telling me you haven't seen Addams Family Values. Fester gets either a wig or hair transplants after he marries Debbie, and he starts walking around with like a little broom on his head. He looks like the kid from Revenge of the Nerds who does like the robot. You know what I'm talking about? No, you haven't seen Revenge of the Nerds? The movie's been canceled because it features an incredibly troubling climax that is aged insanely poorly. You know what? That's fair. It's fair enough. Good point. Everyone else is talking about Elden Ring. Ryan is talking about Fester's hair plugs. I still don't... Jay, I was putting you on blast, by the way, for your movie posters. I don't know if you were here. I also made sure to do the sandwich method of giving criticism, where I was like, Jay's design is incredible. The man doesn't know anything about movie posters, but man, his artwork is crazy. But all that being said, you love the sandwich method? Dude, I think the sandwich method is a great way to give criticism. It's much different than the way that people give criticism on the internet usually, which I would describe as the canapé method. What is the canapé method? You have a little bit of positivity at the bottom, a little wafer-thin Premium Plus cracker, and then criticism is stacked up on the top like creme fraiche and foie gras. So people will be like, absolutely hated everything about... Big fan, though. You know? Dash 387, by the way, thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. That's the canapé method. Thank you, Dash. I'm a sandwich method guy. You could also do the burrito method if you want, which is every sentence containing an exactly equivalent amount of criticism and positivity. That's a little harder to do, though. Sometimes you end up with a bite and it's like just straight shredded cheddar cheese, and sometimes you end up with a good mix. Got a little something for everyone. That's something everyone can enjoy. What was the biggest blunder? Ocean's 11? I couldn't sleep last night. I talked a lot about Ocean's 11. I was like, I mean, it's not necessarily the most popular movie of all time, but it has one of the most obvious casts you could possibly muster. Like, without a doubt. It has, like, every famous actor in it. Hello, Indie Mouse. Speaking of having every famous actor, I know, like, the Elden Ring section of Summer Game Fest must be over because literally the viewer count went up by, like, 30%. And then bunch of verified Twitch partners show up in chat that are like, Elden Ring! I can't blame you, man. I mean, like, what? You didn't want to see episode 345 of NL Plays Isaac? But now you missed the bits at the start of it. You're going to be so confused when I start talking about Uncle Fester's hair. And don't even ask, if you show up in the VOD, especially like for the segments that make it to YouTube, and you go, can somebody please explain the rules of the Austin Powers collectible card game? Middle finger emojis, like, as the day is long. Malf and I read through almost the entire rulebook just to be able to play it. You should have been here. You had your chance. It is an actual physical card game. Honestly, it's pretty bad. It's egregious. Like, if you didn't watch the Elden Ring, if you didn't watch the Austin Powers collectible card game segment, which is genuinely like most people, which is fair, don't get me wrong, it's a bit of niche content. It has the most egregious design for a collectible card game I've ever seen in my entire life. It has 2 cards in the game where the effect that it has on the card is rip open a brand new sealed booster pack and place a card from the booster pack onto the battlefield. It's literally a card that costs you $5. It's some of the most brazen, like, openly corporate card design I've ever seen in my entire life. On the other hand, they do be shagging well by name and shagging very well by reputation.
Something's wrong.
Well, this run is still is lacking. But a little bit more luck. Can of luck and I'll be alright. Anyway, this is cool. I'm stoked for the announcements from Summer Game Fest. I do like to watch the award shows. Like, this is like so petty of me to even complain about because it was literally at 11 a.m. my time. But like, just start them all at like 4 p.m. Pacific. Like, come on. Like 11 a.m.? Are you crazy? It's too early. Start them at 4 p.m. Pacific. You know, you can go have a late lunch. That's about it. They just have a full belly. I guess you could have a full belly regardless. What about the East Coast? It'd be at 7 p.m. for you guys. That's like, that's literally called prime time. Europe, on the other hand, you have a good reason to complain. But on the other hand, I don't know, you ruled the world for like freaking 1,000 years. Like, it's our time. The future is now, old man. That was before the internet. Hold on, hold on. I want these tears ups. Please don't extinguish the fire. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here. Whatever, dude. I'm taking the tears ups. We can't fill up the bone hearts anyway. You might as well just blow me up here. Yoink. It's our time down here. Anyway, Addams Family Values. I don't know, like, there's a lot to be said about Addams Family Values. I feel like a lot of people think that it's better than the first Addams Family movie. Personally, I disagree a little bit. But I think it's partly just because I have such a soft spot for the first movie. But Addams Family Values is still pretty fun, don't get me wrong. What's going on with my arm? Oh, it's because we have broken bones. We talk more about the Addams Family than we do about your baby? What do you mean, we? I'm not in a Discord. I don't see your username in the Discord right now. I feel like the conversation's a little bit one-sided right now. Is there an Addams Family CCG? Now we're talking. I would love for that to be like the next stage of my channel. Playing weird CCGs from like the mid-1990s. I doubt there is. They do have like one of the best pinball machines of all time though. I googled it. There is one? Really? Addams Family CCG. There's an Addams Family card game from 1965. Oh my god. The Addams Family for ages 7 to 15. As the instruction card puts it, each character has the power to take another. Gomez takes Morticia. Morticia takes the children take Gomez. The Lurch and Uncle Fester cards are most powerful. They take any of the other cards. It's certainly fitting that Gomez takes Morticia. Was there ever a more passionate married couple in the world of classic TV? Alright, embarrassingtreasures.com. Getting horny on Maine for the Addams Family Milton Bradley 1964 card game. Don't let me stop you. I don't know. I'm more freaked out by the fact that Morticia takes the kids. I must have missed that part in the movie. Like Lurch and Uncle Fester are the most powerful cards in the game. They can take any other card. Lurch. The only reason Gomez and Morticia are still together is because Lurch hasn't decided that he wants her yet. Or Fester, for that matter, I suppose. Okay, finally, an angel deal. We take. Trade offer. I receive an item that its effect I don't know. And you receive me fighting you? Jesse, what the heck are you talking about? I did, you know, it's a pretty famous webcomic. We should fish a little bit here, I think. It gives you stats up for every soul heart. Let's go. Okay. And we head down to the next floor. Don't let me forget the Fool card here, okay? But the, forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the famous webcomic where the guy's talking to the, he's talking to a dog, and he goes like, "What's up, little guy?" And then the dog says, you know, like, "Private property is inherently theft," or something like that. And then the guy goes, "Yeah." You know, that's, I thought about posting that today, the Soul of Azazel, because I tweeted, "My phone is ringing. It's my friends who's calling. I hope they want to come and play with me." Because it's really like something I don't think you could understand unless you have a young child who has a toy that is like, it's a plastic board with a cell phone kind of thing attached to it. And it has a bunch of songs on it. You know you're listening to too much children's music when you start to, like, I can't, for the love of God, if I ever hear You know, here we go around the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush again. Like, I'm probably gonna send myself around the mulberry bush. But, you know, when a song is a bop, you start to play it on repeat. You're like, I hope she busts out the, my phone is ringing. I hope they wanna come and play with me. Like, I'm into that, man. Like, if you're asking me what kind of music I'm into right now, I'm into it. This is like, I'm a cool dog in my house, waiting for my best friend. She flies a long, long way to come and sing and play. We'll have fun today as long as we're together. Like this. I'm a yellow bird. Tweet, tweet. Like, it just is haunting my nightmares, man. But also, it kind of do be bars, though. Dude, you're blowing my mind. I never realized, because people were like, that's just Old MacDonald. Yo, but what it actually is bingo. I never knew that bingo and Old MacDonald had a farm were the same song. Old MacDonald had a farm, and Bingo was his name. Oh, B-I-N-G-O-B-I. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm he had some pigs. Okay, it's not. They're not even close. What's wrong with me? They're literally like not even in the same ballpark. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, and Twinkle was his name. Oh, S-T-A-R, S-T-A-R. A tisket, a tasket, a green and yellow basket. I wrote a letter to my love, but on my way I dropped it. This is a weird one. Alabaster box is like normally kind of interesting, but it would also take our HP, or prevent us from getting HP. And if we took that, we also probably wouldn't get the stats, I assume, from Soul Locket. Interesting. Anyway, it's crazy. Kate, please restart your husband. It do be crazy, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So you know what the play is here? I think you just donate enough money to get some luck stats, man. Well, mission failed. I don't even know how to use moving box. Okay, get me out of here. No, I'm not gonna harbor a grudge against Elden Ring because everyone's talking about it right now instead of talking about children's music. I'm definitely gonna play the crap out of Elden Ring. I mean, like, is Elden Ring coming out? Doesn't really matter what you take. And it doesn't matter if you go in. Okay. Elden Ring is coming out on PC. Is that correct? Yes or no? Because I bought a PS5 just to be able to play Demon Souls. So, like, there's way less friction getting in the way of Elden Ring, that's for sure. I will play it for sure. For certain. That's on fleek. There's also a new Dark Stories episode coming out. Dude, it's like... Lemington, great item. I will play all of those games. Both of the Dark Pictures ones so far have been, like, pretty not good. And they both also, and this is a spoiler, so I apologize, but I played both of them, like on Twitch and on YouTube. Both of them end with like, oh yeah, it was all like a dream or whatever. And I thought I was the only person getting really annoyed by that, until I saw a Reddit thread where they were talking about like the next games in the franchise, and literally every comment was like, I hope for the first time ever they don't use, it was all a dream. I've been You know, Quantic Dream is in like super court right now, but it got me thinking about Heavy Rain again. I saw that screenshot that Pat from Two Best Friends tweeted out. That was like, this is where the peak of David Cage's career, and it's when the guy is in the pawn shop and he's like, oh, it's been a while since Murdoch went to his office, but he's the guy who freaking killed him. And I remembered playing it when I was playing it and just being like, what are you talking about? You killed him. And we watched you not kill him because we had our eyes on you the whole time. It's like the most hack explanation for anything in any game I've ever played. Maybe any piece of media I've ever seen, to be honest. It's called an unreliable narrator. Yeah, no kidding. He do just be like straight up like lying, really. Anyway. Is it worse than Season 8 of Game of Thrones? Yes. Like, sincerely. Season 8 of Game of Thrones, disappointing. No question about that. Heavy Rain, though, is just like, it's kind of insulting. It's made even more hilarious by the fact that it was, like, lauded at its release for being, like, the next step in the mature evolution of games. Like, that's another extra wrinkle on top of it, but... I forgot, like, the plot, if I remember correctly, is like, you know, the killer becomes the killer because his dad sucked. So he keeps doing, like, jigsaw stuff to try to find, like, a dad that's worthy of actually, like, caring for his son. So he puts the dad through all these tests to, like, find out if he's willing to sacrifice everything to, like, get his son. And then he is, but he just decides, like, I'm just gonna kill you anyway. It's like... there's just no coherent center to the story at all. Okay, take me up here. I still think this run's possible when you factor in Soul of Azazel plus the bed.
It's gone. Just get over it.
Get over it? I'll get over it when the hedgies come crawling on their hands and knees begging for my shares to cover their naked shorts. Anyway, what a game. I have not seen Spiral yet. I may at some point. Right now it's still it's like pay to rent. So I probably would not pay to rent it, because I'd mostly be watching it to be like, you know, to have some fun with it, but sometimes at its expense as well. But I will say, someone would, tweeted me and was like, what the heck? Awesome. Somebody tweeted me and was like, hey, NL, I'm gonna die. That's not what they tweeted me. Okay, well, that was fun. Somebody tweeted me, great Lemington there, and said, hey, NL, if you like watching bad Nicolas Cage movies, you've got to watch Army of One. And I looked up the trailer on YouTube. There's two movies called Army of One. The one you're looking for is from 2016. It stars Nicolas Cage and Russell Brand. Russell Brand plays God. And Nicolas Cage plays an American hardware store clerk who believes that God told him to go to Pakistan and kill Osama bin Laden with a samurai sword. So that one, I'm gonna put it on the list. I wanna see that one for sure. I'll see where it's available, and I'll check it out. Anyway, /marker blue baby WTF.